Hi guys, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Here we are, Walmington Riverside layout. Thank you for telling me that my hair was a mess. You could have warned me before I'd done the video last time, you know, but there we go. It's definitely flat around the back today. At least I've still got some there, I suppose. But anyway, that aside, today we're going to do a bit more on the groundwork. Using my hot wire cutter, I have pre-formed a bit of foam here that runs along the back, as you can see. Got my little shed that we built last time. That's going to sit there. I've got a little slot here in the foam, which is where I might put like a conveyor going out, because the story behind this shed is going to be, it's an old cement terminal that used to drop cement in here. It used to go in and mix with a load of aggregate over the other side, out of sight from here, and make concrete. But you know, we're not going to see that. Disused shed, a couple of bits of disused siding will go in there, and the landscape. So what we're going to do today, protect the track from spillages, remove the shed, hot glue gun, and plaster cloth, and then we'll get this ground started. Join me, grab a cup of tea, and let's do a bit of modelling. What have we got? Where are we up to? So the bridge from the last video, you are aware, is constructed. It's not glued onto the board yet, but I'll keep it removable because I want to do a couple of things there. So the foam, just the old insulation foam stuff, cut with the hot wire cutter to make the embankment, shaped for the angle because it's not square obviously at the back. That slots in there like that nicely. The board here is just wedged on the back to give me a square edge to model up to. So while we have a cup of tea and wait for the hot glue gun, I'm open to suggestions. What season shall I model this in? Obviously we've got the 4 seasons, spring, summer, autumn, winter. There's bonuses for each different season. Winter being the one that is modelled least. Because, you know, we remember England being the green and pleasant land that it is. Winter's not so green, it's not so pleasant. But the issue with that is, with trees, there's less leaves and foliage to hide the backboard. With full leafed up trees, there's a lot more hidden. But obviously if you go spring, you've got some nice lush bright green leaves. Summer, a bit more darker greens, and then autumns you've got yellows and reds as well as a bit of green to chuck in there. So let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll take that on board and see where we go. But it's looking like the glue gun is starting to dribble a bit, so should we get this first bit of board down? And as if by magic, because I didn't press the record button, this bit's glued in. Typical, innit? Never mind. I'm sure you wanted to see me using a hot glue gun anyway, didn't you? So I'm going to put you up the other end. So as a bonus, because you didn't see me glue that, I'm going to let you watch me glue this bit down. Exciting stuff, isn't it? These last couple of little bits to fill in the hole. One splodge there, one splodge there. Job's a good one. Newspaper just to catch the dribbles while it cools off. Now for the fun messy bit. I have masked off the bridge here because I don't want the bridge to stick to the plaster, and I also don't want the plaster colour all over the bridge because it's going to be white. Tub of water, the paper to protect the track, my modelling scissors rather than the best scissors in the kitchen, my good old Woodland Scenics plaster cloth. Plaster cloth. And all I'm going to do is cut it up into small-ish sections like this. Get everything white and dusty. Dip it in the water. Smooth it on the foam. It doesn't even have to be flat, you know, it just doesn't matter because this is just going to be rough ground. So smooth and rough as we like. Out of the way a touch. Couple of bits right up close to the edge, so now it's easy and fast just to whiz along here, because now I don't even have to try to be that clean. Just drip it in, lay it on. Smooth it out. I think you've got the drift of it now, haven't you? I'll see you when I finish this bit. If I can turn the camera off without touching anything, getting it white. Now we've got the first layer on and it's nice and dry. It doesn't take too long in this country to dry it. It's plastered. I'm plastered. Be aware, scissors are sharp when you try to clean the plaster off, so everything's plastered, me included. So what am I going to do now? I'm now going to sort of build up the top of the terrain here, and I'm going to use Woodland Scenics Moulder Seam, because I can't get that well-known product that you can't get something with mould in the title in the UK. Can't get it here, so we have to use this Moulder Seam, which it's not quite the same stuff. This isn't papery based, this is sort of aggregate coarse plaster and stuff. So you're supposed to add a little bit to a little bit. I'm not measuring it, I'm just going to put some water in and I'm going to add it and mix it until it's sort of stiffish. we'll go with that much to start with, and we can add a bit more in a minute. You're going to need lots more than that, aren't we? That much, I reckon. Oh, that's definitely stiffer. And we're just going to mix that in. If you remember, I used this on my Z gauge layout. Oh, that's getting close to a decent consistency. So just add another little dribble. Another bit of aggregate. Need a bigger hole in the bag really. Don't need much, I reckon. Just a spoonful will probably do. Again, probably too much. No, that'll do nicely. And this lot is going to go up against the bridge. And I'll move you around so you can actually see. We're literally just going to scoop it out. I'm going to hold the bridge where I want it, and I'm just going to pack up to the edge. And spread it out. Working time of about 5 minutes with this stuff. And that will do nicely for that little corner. And once it starts to dry, we can just wet it down, smooth it out with a finger. It's a little bit wet at the minute, but that's that corner. Now it's all roughly going off slightly. I'm just going to wet my fingers and smooth over, smoothing the surface. So now that's all done and smoothed out to how I want it, we're going to put it outside in the sun, I think, to dry. It says 24 hours before you can paint it, but given the Australian summer now, it won't be that long before I can get on, so I'll probably get on this evening and get a coat of paint on then. So I'll see you this evening, possibly. You'll tell if it's the same t-shirt, it's this evening, if not it's tomorrow. See you in a bit. It's back in the room, it's dry, at least the white stuff is dry. Now what I've got here is an acrylic paint. You can see the colour there, which is similar to this. So what I'm going to do is just do a wash over the white. It's not exactly the same, but it'll blend in enough. So it's just not staring you in the face. Bright and white when we come to do the scenics over the top. We just want to hide the white. I had tried with some powders, but it just wasn't going to work, which is why I've gone with this wash, which is, as you can see, working perfectly. And it's just to colour the plaster that was on it. Now I'm not worried about that brown because I'll just blend it in a while with some of this. I'm not going to do it too early because it will spread it all about and change the tone of this wash. As you can see there. Not that that's a major problem, but we'll thin it out when we get closer. But this plaster just sucks it up. So you can see, just painting over the powders just blends it all in and just gives a different shade. So it was no drama, the little experiment that didn't want to work. Just mixes in with the paints, just adds a little different colour to it. I'll just try and pick up the rest of them here to make sure it's not going to be sticking to my fingers every time I touch anything and spreading out. So as you can see, it just adds different tones, so no dramas that I've tried that and it didn't work. And the same and the same for this little bit here. It's just going to change the tone of the paint, because that's all that powders really are. It's just like poster paint powders, powder paint. Yeah, powder paints that we used to use at school. Just make sure I pick it all up, because the earring's got a bit of paint on. With the whole yard, it doesn't matter, just use the paint up. Basically, there we go, everything is sealed. The job's a good one. Well, I like that, it's come out really nice. So there we go, so the acrylic wash with a mix of dark farm earth and dark earth that was in this area here, powders, has come out really nice and added some nice different colours to the ground. Now it's not too dark, it's not too brown, so it's a nice earthy colour with some nice mixed tones. So I reckon that's come out really well. all ready now to add a bit of ground cover. Now I did pose a question on what season to model this, but I might have already started by the time you see this video, because this is coming along really nicely. I like that, that's come out well. So there we have it guys, even with a mistake and a panic that you didn't actually get to see, but when I put the powders on it was, oh my life, what have I done? It's all gone wrong, but it hasn't. It has worked out really well. By putting the paint wash over the top, it's come out really, really nice with nice varied tones. So don't ever get in a panic over anything, because you can always just repaint over the top and have another go. So sweet, I'm happy with that. Really happy with that. So what can I say? Excellent. I'll see you next time when we'll get some ground cover and stuff on. Don't really want to cover it up. It's that nice, I want to keep it. I wonder if I could do a desert layout. See you soon.